Hello there, wrestling fans. Round 2 of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am your host, Joe the Panther Jr., and now introducing my co-host on this wide variety of trip around the world and the solar system, the happy heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside Crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, everyone? What's going on, Joe?
Round 2 of this fun day.
Yeah, round 2. Yep.
Do you want me to introduce the guest, Geeky?
Do you want to acknowledge her accomplishments?
Oh, yes. This is going to do it with my intro. This woman is the first and only member of the NYWC Tag Team Champions. And also, she's from BPW. And also in, what'd she say? She said Warriors of... Wow, Women of Wrestling. The one, the only, Nikki Addams.
Hi, how are you guys?
What's going on?
You're good. Welcome to
Thank you so much for coming on, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. So notice. Thank you. So, if our fans are not familiar with you, introduce yourself.
They might be. They might not be. Like, I've done a couple things. Mostly just in, like, the tri-state area. I was pretty reliable, so I was a dependable female to have. So I did, I guess, a couple of small cool things around here at NYWC and VPW and wow. That's me.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. We love hearing that, and as my dad always says, Joe, is there, like, we get a lot of champions from different promotions in different countries coming on our podcast. And I'm like, Joe, do you ever get a girl that's not a champion? I'm like, that's no fun. The fun part is getting the champion. And that's why I say, is Dudes at Ringside podcast, we are the home of champions. That's us. It's fun to get the non-champion, but it's even more fun to get the champion and they could tell their stories of their accomplishments to the lead up to the championship. You know what I mean, Nikki? Like,
I definitely get what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, so who trained you?
I had a variety of trainers. When I started at NYWC, and there was like a lot of changes going around there. So I trained under Pat, Buck, Tony Nese, Alex Reynolds. When Crusher was still around, he got to train me. Not like every week, but there was like points where we would like meet up and he would like help me with a few other students as well. So, you know, looking back on that, he was a really good man and I'm appreciative of his time.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Do you have any inspirations in wrestling or?
Yeah. I had a variety of different ones, all for different reasons. One of the major ones would be Macho Man.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the fact that he was charismatic, flamboyant. I liked the fact that he came off a little crazy, and he was like the overall like complete package you would look for in wrestling. I loved Sherry. I wanted to be like her because I just thought she was great. And then, like, as I got into wrestling, I had a bunch of other wrestlers that, as I was in wrestling, I was like, wow, they were so great. So I, like, ended up developing, as like, when you're a kid, you tend to not like the bad guy. But I ended up loving Ted DiBiase and Mr. Perfect. Well, yeah, they were really good. Oh, and I love Brett too. Like Brett was just so flawlessly good at everything he did. It was always try to aspire to be as crisp as him. I don't think that really ever panned out for me, but sure.
Mm.
It's basically like you don't appreciate the heels when you're younger, because the thing is when you're younger, you think about how much you hate them, and
Right.
then you realize when you get older, you're like, wow, they're doing their job.
Yeah, they made every kid, I mean, adults too, like hate them, and that's exactly what they were supposed to do. So, I mean, if you like the bad guy, like the heel, I don't think you're doing your job.
Exactly, you're not getting the hate that that they're supposed to be deserved, but and they're not doing their job. But then again, you got some cool heels, like you have Kevin Owens, you have Jim. Well, I don't know if you consider Miz. I really hate, but and at the Adam Coles, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So, but I'm saying like the typical, and then you have your typical MJFs, the Miz's, and those types of kind of like the Rowdy Pipers, which
Right.
you just hate. You just want to punch those guys in the face.
Right. Like in being the fan, like now that we're getting like we try to get the big wrestlers, but like a lot of them charge. So we're getting later in the months. We were trying to get her earlier, but some of the other guests came back. We're getting Tito Santana's daughter to come on our podcast.
That's cool. That's
Jennifer Haas.
So I mean, I think that's pretty cool that you got his daughter.
And I'm Mr. Old School on the podcast, certified old school. I gotta make that shirt, the red glasses with the hand on it like that. But yeah, for me, I'm half Puerto Rican. Growing up watching Tito Santana, it told me that the sky is the limit. You could do whatever you want and be a Latino wrestler and get where he is, winning the tag team titles with Strikeforce and being Intercontinental Champion. Like, he did so much for wrestling for Latin wrestlers. It's like he doesn't know, but he did a lot. Like
I agree. He achieved a lot and paved the way for a lot of have bigger opportunities and be showcased. I don't know the right way to word that, but as more of a main talent rather than just I don't want to use that terminology, but like I guess mid card.
Yeah.
Because the thing is with mid card is everybody has a spot on the card. I think somebody told me that it doesn't matter if you're the opening match, like low card, whatever it is. Everybody's there to do their job, and entertain everybody. So,
right, but it's like nice when like you can't always be like the top of the top. Things have to change. You need to have different stories and like go with different things. Otherwise, you're watching the same thing. But you also don't want to be just stuck in that category where that's where you just stay and level out like your whole career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Mm-hmm. Like it's like that. Everybody could be the Hulk Hogan's or the Mr. Perfects of the roster. Sometimes you have to build up like like Shawn Michaels. Like he wasn't always that Heartbreak Kid or the Boy Toy. He was with the Rockers, and he was a rocker. He was a tag wrestler. And then they made him turn heel, and everybody hated him, but they secretly loved him. Had that poster of him like this on their wall. Every girl hated him because he left Marty, threw him through the window. But secretly they had that poster of him posing like that with his hat on their wall. Go on. You know what I mean? I hated Mr. Perfect for a while. And then when he turned face, I was that sucker that bought the poster at Madison Square Garden when I went to. My uncle's like, what do you want, a Hulk Hogan poster? And I was like, no, Mr. Perfect. With the clouds and Mr. Perfect posing like that. I bought that poster. I bought the Mr. Perfect poster when he turned face. I bought it. Like, I would never bought a Ted DiBiase one, but I bought Mr. Perfect. Like,
I
Not- not-
love Ted. He was so good at his job too, though.
yeah,
yeah. Not,
like,
not only that, it's like today's wrestling. You could be anything today. You could be small. You could be fat. You could be out of shape, and you could still be the top guy
yeah,
because
Definitely a lot of opportunities for that. You know, there's really no limitation on that anymore.
it's not like they're looking for the big, like muscular guy to they're looking for anybody. If you have the talent, you know, and you have the heart to do it, that somebody would sign you. Because I don't want to knock on people, and I know I knocked on people before, but you know Marco Stunt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Marco Stunt's like shorter than Joe, and
yep.
he is
Wow.
freaking amazing. He's like an amazing worker, and if he could do it, and that means Joe could do it too.
Did you just see that explosion in the background? He just blew up my spot. Just made me like nobody, like, he doesn't know me from a hole
No,
in a
I'm
wall.
I'm trying to put you over, and I'm trying to put Marco over as
That's
well.
what I'm saying,
because-
Nikki. Did you see that explosion? He just like blew up my spot that I'm 5'1" and I'm like 130 pounds, and Nikki probably could throw me over the ring like Kermit the Frog.
I wouldn't do that.
I know, but every wrestler that we've ever had in the podcast, I meant how tall I am or how much I weigh. They always go, man, I would just. What happened to Joe? He's in the 5th row, like sprawled across 5 seats, broken seats. I'm okay. Call that.
It'll be Keith. It'll be Keith Lee what he did to Adam Cole.
Yeah,
Pounced him all the way into that, into like the 3rd row. But I think Joe would go even further.
they use me as a stunt double, like Kermit the Frog. Then my glasses like land like a feather landing in the ring, and it's just like they just get gray and they just cracked in the middle. It's like, in the arms of an angel. we honor Joe Panther Jr. today. Joe Panther Jr. was taken up by a female wrestler because he said something stupid. We love in memories. Glass is gray. This just shows the gray. The glass is all cracked. I picture like all gray. Rest in peace, Joe. He invited Nikki Addams, and he messaged her too much, so she took him out wrestling style. She was like, promoter's like, that's not in our hands now. He did too much.
Oh.
Poor Joe.
She wants to know if you have any pets, the mod.
Oh, are these questions?
Yeah,
Oh,
these
yeah.
are questions. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We are.
Floof, yes.
Have
Like-
a cat. His name is Simba. An orange tiger cat. He is very emotional and needy, and he needs to be involved in literally everything. So yeah, and I have a dog. It's just not. I can't currently have one with where I'm living, but I would love a dog soon, and possibly thinking about maybe doing like little French bulldogs because they're really cute. And big dogs, but like that would probably be unfeasible as well. So like a little dog with a big dog face.
So you're saying maybe like a regular, like a, is that like a bulldog, like one of those bulldogs?
Buns.
You're welcome on panel. So
He's completely asleep right now because he has to sleep 25 hours a day.
Oh wow!
wow.
Like he's always asleep, and if he's not asleep, he's in my literal business. But
Yeah,
Do you have a favorite match or?
Ever or like of my own?
I think of your own. I think that's what he meant.
Or ever.
Right now of my own, I really enjoyed the match I had with Masha Slamovich a couple months ago. I really like, because she went to Japan, she changed her whole style, and I'm older now, so I was just like I haven't been to Japan. I don't wrestle at that pace and like that ability, so I'm like, yeah, this should be good. And I was able to get through it and keep up with her. So I was really proud of that. And overall, I really enjoy the match we had put together. So I would say, as of right now, that's ironic that I picked something from this year rather than when I was like a lot younger. So who knows?
Yeah.
So if you could choose to wrestle anybody from the past, it doesn't have to be from WWF. It could be from NWA or any of the other promotions, AEW. Who would you want to wrestle and why?
That's tough. You know, I'd probably go with Sherry.
Oh, Sherry.
Yeah, because she was just a beast, you know? Like,
Yeah.
she went in there and she did her job, and it was very much in a time where it's like, you have to be, like, women's wrestlers, like, were tough, but, like, she'd go flying off the apron and not have, like, an F to give. She was, like, full on in there, and she's just, like, she had to run, like, do a spot with you or run in there and get in there. She was going for it full force, even if it, like, messed her up. And I think that's pretty admirable.
I remember going to the Garden with my dad for like this could have been maybe it was my first show. I don't remember. I remember one of the shows I went to as a kid. I saw Piper versus DiBiase, and he was with Sherry about that time. DiBiase wasn't Virgil. Maybe it was my first match ever, and she got involved, and she hit Piper with the purse, and the referee saw it and then stopped the match. But then everybody's like, no. He gave the mic to the Fink, went to the typical Howard Finkel referee talk. Fink grabbed the mic and was like, ladies and gentlemen, we have some good news. He says, this match will restart, but Sensational Sherry has been banned from ringside. And she was like, and she like they kicked her out of the ringside. Oh God.
Awesome. Like, didn't think twice about if she was like what people thought of her, if she was making a fool. Like, she was so committed to everything she did that that's incredible. Because you know what, even now, like, I can't say for anybody else, but there's times where I do things and I feel weird about it, but I'm just like, oh, you know, this is what we're doing and you have to do it. But I like, sometimes I feel awkward at times.
What was your first match like?
Where was it? Oh, my first actual match was for NWS. I wrestled Brittany Savage, and I wrestled as a good guy. It was not bad. I mean, it certainly wasn't great, but considering how like new I was, I did pretty solid. You know, I made a lot of mistakes, of course, but you know, I remember being proud that like I listened, I remembered everything that I needed to do, and I never really stopped and like paused like a deer in headlights, you know. So, but then I made like tons of mistakes. It's like, oh, make your stuff look better, be a little bit quicker with this, clean up this move, you know. So, but I remember it being acceptable for a first match, so that was kind of cool.
So is there any style match that you will, if like a booker told you, oh, you have to do a certain match, you would be like, no, hell no?
Like a stipulation of some sort?
Yes.
Yeah. Like a hardcore match or something.
I don't know if I would say no. I guess it would depend on why and the extent of it, you know? Like, I give them so much credit for the stuff that they do, but like I don't know if I could go to the extent that like the hardcore wrestlers go to. I would dabble in it, you know, for the right reason. Match that I would say directly no to. Probably not. No, the only thing would be like if it just is something that doesn't work for me at that time, or if it doesn't make sense. Meaning, like my time, like I've scaled so far back. Like I'm not wrestling a lot, and a lot of people think that like that's not a choice actually, but it is. Like I've chosen to scale back. Like I tried to retire last year. That didn't go over well, obviously. But like I'm not wrestling every weekend. Not saying I'd be good enough with who's around at this point to wrestle every weekend, but I could wrestle more. You know, I don't think I'd be booked 3 days every weekend or whatever, but I could wrestle more, and I'm just choosing to scale back.
Are you currently wrestling right now, or?
Yeah, I have stuff planned out till like at least the end of the year, stuff that I've committed to, and there's a few other shows like mixed in there that I committed to. Any charity show I'll always
you can promote it right now on the podcast.
There's a show August 14th for Warriors of Wrestling. That'll be in Staten Island. It's all announced. I think they're working on like the graphics for it, so hopefully I'll be able to post that soon and get
you could send it to us.
We'll post it for you.
We love doing that for promotions and female or any kind of wrestlers that we're working with on our podcast or we've had. We love for them to send the image so we could post it, and so our fans are from all over the world to see what's going on in different parts of the world, so they could see and be like, "Oh wow, there's wrestling." Maybe if they're in New York or Staten Island, they'll go. You know?
I know that it's like probably within like a couple days or so it should surface. I think they were like working on the details on that, but yeah, it's August 14th.
Okay. The mod sees here's the cricket, so she said crickets at ringside.
Oh, you hear? Yeah, I'm sitting outside. I don't get the best reception in my apartment, so you know I didn't want to cut out. So I'm actually sitting in the screened-in area out back. It's too dark, otherwise you'd see the yard with the pool and everything.
We've. Are you familiar with a promotion, all women's promotion called Liberty Pro?
Is that the one in like the Midwest? They do the custom, or am I mistaking that?
Maybe their logo looks like almost like a barber pole, like the red and white.
Possible.
Yeah.
Like, Liberty is familiar. I might be misplacing which place it is.
Yeah.
But I know of it. I might be confusing, and I'm not 100% sure.
Well, we're having their owner on in a few months. So would you mind if I name drop you to them?
Oh, sure. What's the owner's name again?
Oh gosh, I can't think of his name. He was on our promo we posted a few days ago on Instagram. But
I'm pretty sure I know, like, and I'm pretty sure I've been in contact with them. So sure, yeah, it's just, and if it's the place I'm thinking of, they've been in contact with me, and it's just a matter of, you know, with things and like, well, I guess things were getting better. I don't know if they're really staying better right now, but like with everything that's went on, it's kind of postponed and derailed a lot of things in the process as well.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's the place I'm thinking of.
Yes. It's funny because they got in contact with us, and I'm like, whoa. And then he just sent me the promo, and I didn't want to sound like I was being like needy, but I was like, do you think maybe you could, because we like helping them promote their championship belts. As I said, we are technically, as my dad gets all goofy about it, we're the home of champions. And I'm like, do you mind if maybe you can get your champions to make a separate promo or one promo with them, just like, hi, we're blah, hi, I'm blah, and then have them say, we're dudes at Ringside Podcast, like that. But we love promoting groups and promotions on this thing to help the world know about them and stuff like that.
That's really cool. I know you guys asked me to do one as well. things have been a little chaotic. You asked, and I was just like, yeah, probably not, because I just knew for a fact. I'm like, there's no way that I will even have like a minute to deal with that. And I
Oh,
apologize.
that's fine. That's fine. We're cool. Like I said, we're laid back, so we're completely cool with
Like,
everything.
okay.
Yeah.
The
So-
amount I do daily is crazy. So
It's okay.
We just appreciate you coming on the podcast. To be
Um,
It's
honest.
very.
it's a lot. Like, I got 2 jobs. I live by myself and have to like do everything in that kind of scenario to have a household. I'm currently going to school as well. Things are a little thin. So, like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
throw a wrestling match here and there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
what was it like working with Dickie Rods, if you don't mind me asking?
It was fun. He was always lighthearted. When we teamed together, it was about having a good time. Obviously, you wanted your work. Like, I think you can have a good time and do good work as well. Like, sometimes people say, you know, it's hard to explain. I think you can have a good time, not be serious, but take what you're doing seriously, enjoy it, and still produce a good result. I don't know if everyone agrees with that, but I mean, we had a good time teaming together, and you know, it was very lighthearted, but putting all our effort in at the same time.
Yeah, you guys are the basically the only woman to hold the NYWC tag team titles.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. To be
That's
honest.
totally amazing. Like, wow. That's like when Geek told me that, I was like,
I was really proud of that. I mean, I still am, so I shouldn't say I was, but like, you know, I guess I wouldn't have been shocked if it happened again, you know, because they've had other great women come through and stuff. However, I guess since there's more women that you can in the area and women you can like have work for you, that could be another reason, you know.
Yeah, but if anything, if they do it again, you'll be the first.
True.
Still be known as the first.
Very true. Thank you.
If they happen to do it again, they should totally call you back and have you give the woman the title. Or you turn on her, hit her in the head. You gained it first. It's mine.
I was the one and only.
You can't do this to me. Have them keep like, no, have them drag you off.
Sure.
So, would you, if NYWC called you back for like one last match there, would you do it?
Probably. I know before COVID really, really took off, I was talking to them, and then COVID just.
They did a show recently, 2 weeks ago. Me and Geek were at the show.
I saw that they had that. I guess that was their first show back. I think
That was the first show back in like 2 years because of COVID.
Probably.
Yeah. It was awesome though. So
it was such a good show, and it was, as I said to the last guest, as me and Geek have been fans of them for 15 years. Like now, doing a podcast, like we tell almost every guest, Geek knows, almost every guest we have had on the show, I have name dropped NYWC to every wrestler. Geek laughs when I do this. Like people from England, Scotland, like Australia. I'm like, go, you should train at NYWC. Come train. Go check it out. Like they were hugging me, the wrestlers, at the end of the show. The owner was like, dude, you guys are amazing. You guys keep talking about us on your podcast. And I was like,
oh yeah, they're like that. So like you give them a lot of support, and they're always very supportive and welcoming back. So, you know, they're appreciative and good like that. They treat everybody. Yeah, like when you like start getting to know them and stuff, you become like family.
Yeah, that like I'm not used to having wrestlers after a show come up. What do you guys think? And I'm thinking now we're kind of like media. I'm like in my head, I'm like, do I have to lie and like and kiss their butt? The quote Ghostbusters line. Do I have to lie? I'm media now. Do I have to lie and kiss their butt now? Like it was a great show. Geek, gotta go on the podcast and lie tonight. Like, do I have to lie? But that show was great.
It was great.
It was freaking awesome.
Mhm.
You know? But it was good. Like, we went to 2 shows that night, Nikki. We went to NYWC,
Did you get to watch all of them in their entirety, like, or did they run at the same time?
No, one was at 1:30 and the other one was at 7:30. So
I think that's smart, to be honest. Like, I always
that's
thought
the best way to do it.
local shows would run. I didn't understand why they would run on the same nights because, you know, you're going to make indie fans, like, you can't go to both. So now you're going to have to pick one. Like, you either want to run on different days or at different times.
Mhm.
Yeah, completely.
I hate that. That's what they do. They do that at WrestleMania. It's like, well, can't go to that show, and I can't go to that show now because
You have to pick your poison.
Literally, because so much is going on that there's just no way to put everything.
Yeah, completely. It's
Make it hard when you want to be 2 places.
yeah.
I'm trying to convince this guy to go to WrestleMania. I'm saying like
I want to go, but I gotta see where my money is. You know, I have to see like if I'm able to do this.
All the wrestlers are going to be texting us saying, "Make sure you come to our show." No, make sure you come to our show. I'll be like, "What show do we go to, Joe?"
Yeah, I could just imagine our Instagram page is gonna be like blown up in the DMs. Can you come to our show? I'll do an interview. It's like yeah.
But that's cool though, you know. Like you'll do it, then you'll get like invited to the show. Like I think that's nice because in wrestling, the wrestlers should always be supportive to the people who are supportive to them.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Karen Bam Bam?
Yes.
She did an interview with us at the VPW show 2 weeks ago. She is such a sweetheart. Oh
so
my
nice, yeah.
I
God.
honestly, and I'm not sure if I've met her in person, but I've only heard really nice things about her. And I've seen like a lot of clips and stuff of her, and I just think that she does a lot of things.
Yeah.
You should never judge a book by a cover because people that do, like, you would like sell her.
I'm surprised no company tried to pick her up yet.
Yeah.
They should.
She's like a Karma, like the wrestler Karma.
Yeah.
Like I was watching her wrestle. She wrestled a girl called Facebreaker.
Megan Mason.
Megan Mason, the right hit.
Yeah.
You know.
And that match was good. I thought Megan Mason was going to win the VPW Women's title. I was like, it's going to happen. We were sitting ringside for that match by the ramp. So they ran by us.
She grabbed her by the old cheek, right?
The tights. And it's funny because Geek is the heel on the podcast. I'm the face, aka Sam Tweener.
When we're doing the interviews, I turn face kind of.
Oh, he turned total face. He totally turned face on it. She did this. She looked right at him.
Well,
I was like,
I won.
All I could think is Geek is about to get belly to belly suplex to the football field we're on, and I'm gonna have to like what's that movie? Oh God, Weekend at Bernie's his butt. Like put the rope on top of the car and then have him.
That's a good movie.
Oh yes, old school Joe. Shows my age. No. 36 years old. Yeah. No, 38. Oh, show him.
I'd rather be older than I am now, honestly. I'm like the reverse of what people want. I wish I was older.
Yeah. The movies I've watched in my lifetime will like live on forever. Weekend at Bernie's, Ghostbusters, like those movies you cannot get back.
For me, it's always the Fifth Element.
Like that again. Like they'll make stuff today, but everything is kind of. You'll always know what came from what era. Like special effects or not, like it won't matter. You'll just be able to like pinpoint what time frame it was made based on like what the movie is about or like how it was done, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you'll just know like there won't be anything today that's the same.
It's funny, like I said this to someone back in the day when I worked at Walmart. They would never get away with making a movie like Weekend at Bernie's these days. About a guy that got murdered, got stabbed with a needle, and then his clients, which he was setting up to kill come to your house for the summer for a weekend. The man gets killed. It was supposed to be the other guy that got killed, but they want to kill him. Like, how would you plot that movie these days? They're gonna kill you, but they kill the other guy, and the other guys don't know he's dead, so they check the pulse. And everybody's just still hanging out at the house, partying. What?
I don't know. I don't know if it would go over today. You know, today is a lot different. You sneeze wrong and you're, you know, looked at funny. So, you know, probably make it today.
Yeah, oh my gosh, they totally wouldn't. Like, these days, you fart the wrong way in the middle of an elevator, everybody's blaming you. like, it's judgment-free zone here, man. Who farted? Joe did it. What?
Yeah, things are a lot different now. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we went from wrestling to talking about movies. See, this is how random
Fifth Element is still my
done.
favorite movie, Joe.
Yes, of course.
Chris Tucker is awesome, by the way.
Oh, he's funny, yeah.
Chris Tucker in The Fifth Element is probably when he puts the dress on. The mod just
very funny.
Just makes fun of that song he does in the beginning. You know, the song all night long. And,
yeah, like that movie. That movie. I'm all gonna say is that movie. That movie. And as I live and breathe as being a wrestling fan, but I'm also a diehard Ghostbusters fan. That Ghostbusters Afterlife second trailer had me crying. That new movie is going to be epic. I don't care what anybody says. The new Ghostbusters movie is going to be epic.
I hope.
If you haven't seen the new trailer, Nikki,
I haven't, but
watch it.
Okay, I'll watch it. Like, obviously I've heard, but like I haven't seen the trailer. But I do enjoy Ghostbusters, so it's like
high five, yay! Got a fellow Ghostbusters fan here. That trailer, all I'm gonna say is grab some tissues. That trailer it has little moments, Nikki, that you will cry. I was sitting there. I had to run back. I ran back to the laundromat, and I'm sitting there with my phone in my hand, sitting there like this, and certain things happen, and my eyes filled up like a Warner Brother cartoon. Like, my dad's sitting next to me, and he didn't see me. I'm like, oh God, my dad is about to yell at me for, like, I hope my dad does not see my eyes fill up with tears, because I'm like, I'm such a Ghostbuster fan that I had no problem with the one with the women. I met Paul Feig in New York City, and he had to say the word that made me go, dude, really? Called the men basement dwellers, yet I stuck up for his movie in my little town where I live in Pennsylvania, and all the guys are being so disgusting about it.
I actually liked the movie.
Me too.
It nearly was as good as the original and the second one, but I think people were a bit too hard on it. But here's the thing, like, I firmly believe that entertainment, whether it's wrestling, other sports, music, movies, TV shows, they're meant to be enjoyed, and I think people need to just kind of remember that. And if you don't like something, that's okay, but you don't need to like focus every ounce of energy you have on it, like burying it. Like, if you enjoy it, great. If you don't, that's okay too. There's gonna be other stuff you enjoy. Let's just leave it light. Like, I think people go way too hard on things.
Totally. Like, it's just a movie, people. You could just totally go zap and go watch something else. Go watch Fifth Element. Go watch Jurassic Park. That's coming back again.
Jurassic Park, yeah. Jurassic
Go
World.
on Netflix. There's so many movies you can watch and not have to watch the female
I
Ghostbusters.
was texting Joe today. I forgot what it was about. All I remember was because I think I was telling you about the cable issues we were having today. So I was texting Joe about. I was like, I was doing
Oh,
the
it's
Jurassic.
back.
I was doing the Jurassic Park. I'm
No,
like,
he said the cable is back, and I texted him back. Immediately, Jurassic Park popped in my head. Oh, great, the power's back. Now all the raptors are going to chase everybody.
no, because I was like, when the lawyer says maybe the power's trying to come back on, and then you hear the rumble from Jurassic Park.
Boom. Boom. And
What's up?
all I could think is that scene when the power comes back and the girl's like, she flips the switch and then the arm comes around the corner on the person.
We're back in business.
Back in business, and then she pulls the arm and it's like and the raptor's like comes around the corner and she's like and she runs. That's all I could think. And when he said that the raptors are gonna chase everybody, that's all I could think.
And Jurassic Park, so I would be looking forward to that.
Yeah.
They actually apparently were filming it the entire pandemic, so they stopped.
Yeah.
And they kept filming, so I was like,
I think they stopped for a little bit though. But then they resumed.
Yeah. Apparently, they're supposed to add a bunch of like winter because they were filming in the snow. So I guess they're gonna add some winter characters, winter animals. So I wonder if we're gonna get a saber-toothed tiger sighting now, or a woolly mammoth sighting.
Huh?
Because they showed snow. So yeah.
That would be like a whole different thing that they incorporate. That would definitely be interesting.
Because besides Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. I was that first one came out. Oh my god, I fanboyed.
The first one was great, and I think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, the second one and the third one's where they lost me, and then they gained me again for the Jurassic World series.
Yeah, those were really good. When I saw the first one when I was a kid, it traumatized me. Like, I always think back to the toilet scene where he gets like torn off the toilet.
Oh god, yeah.
You gotta go.
I know. Time is up too.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, like I was so young. I think I want to say like 1993. So I was probably like 4 or 5, and I remember watching it with both of my parents and my sister. She's a few years older than me, and we were just like, because we watched it on a Friday, because Friday was what was called midnight, so like we were allowed to stay up slightly later. We had to go to bed earlier, so that was like the big Friday night, and I will not forget that.
I remember that scene got me because I was in the movie theater, and as soon as the T-Rex like did that, I jumped up. What? Like, I was like so freaked out because it just came out of nowhere, that scene. Totally.
Yeah, I thought that.
No, that was a scene in the movie, though. It was. It's like when you gotta go, you gotta go. That's it.
I mean, we don't have control over these things, so.
But it was funny because that scene led up to. It's so funny because like the before that they were going by the T-Rex's cage and nothing was going on. They were like, oh, where's the T-Rex? Oh, they're like, try to get him out. They're in the office trying to push the buttons to get him out. They lower the thing, and the girl's like, what are they doing? What are the girl? She's like a vegan. They're like, what are you doing? What's the goat? What do you mean? And he's like, oh, the little boy's like, oh yes, every little boy.
And then the lawyer goes, what's the matter? You don't like lamb chops?
That movie had so many good but bad scenes that my other favorite part is anytime I think something's about to race off, hold on to your butts. I love that.
No, that's the line I use the most.
Hold on to your butts.
I ask the mod over there in the chat. She'll be like, yeah, hold on to your butts, and then she'll be like, yeah, he does. So. And
also the other famous line when you don't want someone messing with your computer, didn't use the magic word.
The mod's favorite line is he's like, Here's the stick, stupid.
I don't. Like, your guys' memory is so good. Like, I haven't seen a lot of this stuff in a while, so like remember it. But I should rewatch them actually.
I bought all 3 of them at Walmart when the Lost World, the newer one came out. When I worked at Walmart for 9 years, when that came out, I was like, how do I not have these movies in my collection? I have Ghostbusters, I have RoboCop, The Crow, the Beavis and Butthead movie. I had all these goofy movies, and I don't have one of my all-time favorite movies, Jurassic Park. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, you need a collection.
Yeah, I have 1, 2, and 3.
I know DNA.
Yeah, Dino DNA with that weird guy, the DNA guy. Ah, my DNA with the Southern accent. They had to give him a real weird Southern accent. The DNA. Oh, with the poop, and he's like, he puts his hand right into the poop. That was like the weirdest. I'm like,
that's one big pile of shit.
Yeah.
Specific.
Yeah. And he's like, you don't wash your hands before you eat anything, aren't you?
Oh, the other line that gets me every time is with the chaos. It's gonna go this way, and then the chaos. I used to do that at my Walmart, Nikki. Every time the power would go out in the store, I would always do the chaos, the chaos theory thing he would say in the movie. He's like, that the power goes out, and then one person gets mad, and then this person gets scared. Chaos. Like I do that in that exact voice because I used to have like, well, these are my stage glasses, but I used to have like regular Ray-Ban black glasses, and I would do it like in a way that everybody could hear me in the front end, and they were like, Joe's doing his chaos thing again. Well, the power went out. We have customers in the store, and I'm the greeter. So chaos. They're gonna run me down, and they're gonna get out. So chaos. So like, shut up, Joe. Just shut up and greet.
We haven't talked about wrestling for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a wrestling podcast, Joe.
Sorry. Oh, that's us. So, yeah. Do you collect anything by chance?
I collect anything? Stuff, right? I mean, I collect Queen stuff. I guess like anytime there's some Freddie Mercury or Queen stuff, I always buy it. So.
Yeah, that I feel silly saying like, oh, the Queen stuff, because that's the picture that you have on your Instagram that.
Oh yeah.
Freddie Mercury posing, and then you posed the same way. I was like, I wonder if that's a coincidence. And then I realized you just said it. You're Queen.
No, I do a different variation of Freddie Mercury.
That's awesome. Freddie Mercury is the man. Actually, my store, they have iHeartRadio, and they play like, it's a radio station that's from New Jersey, and they play their station, and they play that "Don't Stop Me Now." They play that like all the time. I'm like,
I love that.
I'm like,
it's a good song. I'm surprised to hear you say that. Like, I was waiting for you to say, "Oh, all they do is play is Bohemian Rhapsody."
They do play that one too.
But like, that's always like the go-to.
Yeah.
Well, they're just like, "Oh my god, I love Queen." I'm like, "Yeah, what's your favorite song?" And they're like, "Bohemian Rhapsody." I'm like, "Okay, well, what else?" And then they're like, and I'm like, "Got it." No one.
I have quite a few Queen songs that I like. I like Bohemian Rhapsody. I like We Will Rock You. What's it called? Big Bottom Girls. That one. I love that one. Big Bottom.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, who doesn't? There's a few. They have like. You can't just say one. There's like so many songs by Queen that are just like iconic. You know what I mean?
They were so good. I mean, they still are, but like they were so good. And then Freddie's solo work is like incredible.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a good Queen song to get the whole room all like, yeah.
That's the thing. Like, even when people like now, they might not be super familiar with who they are. They'll still know like, the bigger hits, but maybe not be able to play abrupt.
Yeah. It's like the kids these days, they only know "We Are the Champions" by Queen. That's it. It's so weird.
Right.
It's sad. You just have to like put on the Queen Gold album rec CD that has all their hits just to get the kids to go, "We are the champions," yeah. And then the next song they're like,
Who is this?
"Who is this? What song is that?" It's like, "Give me your face, kid." There you go.
A lot of people that are, I guess, older also, like, I could list off like a ton of songs and people would have no, like, just the name of it. Because they have like all these other songs that are really great that weren't even, I guess, single.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love. I mean, I have my next idea ready for the next show too, but I don't usually.
Do you want to see more intergender tag teams or
In general?
Yeah.
in general in like the business?
Yeah, why not? I happen to love tag team wrestling. Like, if I could have been in a tag team like my entire career, I would have loved that. And like, I got to do that as an intergender team, which was great. But I would have been glad to do it with like a female as my partner as well. But I just love tag wrestling overall. So it's like, whether it's not intergender or it's intergender, I support it. It's just something I've always loved. I really wish I could have been a tag team my whole career. I love tag wrestling.
Is there any female wrestler you're currently in a rivalry with at any of the promotions you're in?
No, I have no rivalry right now.
Or is there any like female wrestler that you're in your promotion that you really want to like tag with that you haven't got a chance to do it yet?
The main place I'm wrestling now doesn't have a ton of females right now. So I don't think it would be possible quite there yet. But like in general, the tag would. I could be a tall list of people. I'd be more than happy to tag with. Like, tagging with Masha would be great because she's awesome. Yeah, tagging with Masha would be awesome for sure. I'm trying to think of other people that I would. There's so many people are signed, so it's like people that come to your head. You know, everyone's like signed, which is great. You know, I'm happy because like a few years ago, like if you were an independent wrestler, like fat chance you'd get signed. So it's like a great thing.
Now they're scooping everybody up.
Except for me. So what does that tell you?
Aw. Well, you
No,
never know. With this podcast, you never know who's watching. You know what I mean?
We never know.
We never know who's watching. They could
want a Freddie Mercury impersonator. So
Oh, you never know.
And
well, and like to what I'm enjoying, like I do my best to have good matches. Hopefully, I do. And to be there, I have to have a good time. If I'm not gonna have a good time, I can't be there.
Yeah. Also, not only that, it's like WWE may not watch or AEW, but you never know. Like Liberty could be watching, and they may see you on a Liberty show, and then WWE may sign you from there.
That sure be interesting.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's basically our show could be like a platform to somewhere else.
We'll see if that ever happens. You know, by then I'm going to be full-fledged Freddie, and I'll be wearing a mustache. So we'll see if they're down with that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there's no problem with that.
Have
We
you
accept
ever?
everything here.
Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Oh, keep going. Sorry.
So, have you ever heard of the wrestler Mother Endless?
Oh, yeah. You guys asked me about it the other day. And the thing was, I was so confused. And then you guys started putting your names on there. And I'm like, I'm talking to two different people.
Yeah.
It's confusing. We try to put the names so.
Talked about this. I was so confused. I'm like, yes. She's cool. I like her a lot. I haven't seen her, like I haven't had tons of interactions with her, but like every time we have, I think she's really nice and she's cool, and I think her the way she does her whole persona is really cool. So
yeah, we had her actually on our podcast. It's going to be airing on Halloween.
That's a good choice for Halloween. I would say it had to be that or Holiday.
Holiday, yeah.
Who, like, if you could, like, I know you're busy and stuff like that. So if you speak to any of your like fellow female wrestlers from like any of the promotions you're in, or any of the guy wrestlers you're in contact with, name drop us. Tell them about us. Tell them we're always happy to do an interview. It wouldn't like if they're busy and they have to do a quick interview, we could record an episode and air it on a later date.
Right.
There's one. Okay, sorry.
And when I go to the show in August, so, and then either I can let you know, or you know what, I can just give them like your handle on Instagram, and then hopefully you guys will be able to set some stuff up.
Yeah, there's a female wrestler that I've been trying to get on the podcast for a while. Her theme is Christmas. She's a Christmas themed wrestler. She wears like red.
But she sounds freaking awesome.
Christina? I think it's Christina. Christina Christmas? I think it's Christina or Catherine. But
I'm not familiar with her yet. And it's not like I just very frequently I live under a rock. People are like, how do you not know this and that about a lot of things? I like to lay low and find peace.
Yeah.
She sounds awesome, and I want to look her up and find out about her.
I think it's Christina or Catherine, but hey, another fellow wrestling brother right here.
Riley, family member. What time is it, man?
Riley Measures. He's from London, England. There you go.
Oh,
across the pond.
Across the pond. See? Told you, Nikki, you'll have wrestlers watching you. Yet you never know family members you didn't even know in your wrestling family.
Oh, well, that's nice though. That's sweet.
Yes, he's a good guy. He always comes and gives us views.
I don't know what time. I don't. He's crazy though. It's 5 a.m. Jeez, man. Thank you so much, dude. Right?
It's 5 a.m. Dude, I'd be yelled at by my mom already. I worked in.
What are you drinking? A lot of Riley. What are you drinking? A lot of coffee over there.
Still going. They're not even like getting up early. They're still awake.
Yeah.
No, he was on our podcast, like not podcast, but like. He was in the chat about like maybe an hour or two ago.
The supporters nice.
To support us, you know.
Yeah, it's funny because like we did a birthday show for Metal Geek, and he came on the show, but apparently he don't want to be loud in his house. But he was like whispering, and I was like, day later, I'm just a Geek. I texted him. I was like, Geek, I hope to everything is holy that when we have him on the podcast, he's not going, yeah, guys, and I said. It's going to be the first ever AMSR Ghostbusters Dudes at Ringside podcast. Yeah.
If I wasn't by myself, like I'd probably put it down too, but it's just now it's like midnight, so it's like.
Yeah.
5 a.m. But thank you so much for joining us. By the way, it's 5 in the morning right now.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
So do you have any clips of any of your matches that you could maybe send us? Because we love posting clips to show our fans what stuff you could do.
Sure. I mean, I have a lot of stuff I posted on my Instagram that I could just take off of there. Because the stuff that I actually put on Instagram, like, would be stuff I was, like, really proud of. Like, I really liked that match, or I just really liked how that part of the match went, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of, like, stuff that's already been, like, shortened and, like, taken care of that I can take off.
Well, that's what I meant, like, nothing that has, like, music, like, copyrighted music, just, like, a clip of, like, a finish move and stuff like that, the fun stuff.
It's just the clips, and you'll hear, like, if there is any sound, you'll just hear, like, the sound as if you were at the show, like.
Oh, the thump and the yeah.
Very like if I get from that, some you might hear like the commentary as well.
Yeah, that's fine with that because I don't know if you ever noticed I used to be just the regular mod, as you said. It was like Joe and then Geek. Like I would post these clips and I was like, people are like, cool. But my dad's a follower of the Instagram page, and he's like, okay, Randy, how many clips are you gonna post today? Like, I'm like,
7.
whatever I get. Like, you know what I mean?
I still post a lot of clips.
I get fans that message me and people that tell me all the time that I need to post more because my social media is dead. I try. So sometimes I'll go through periods of time where it's like I put up a couple of things, and then like 2 months will go by and it'll just be dead.
Mm. It's hard because if either your promotion is not open and either your training facility is not open, so you can't train,
Right.
so you have nothing to post for the fans to see. Like,
I want to see a picture of my face, just like look in the direction.
yeah, like
Same face, you know what I mean? Face isn't gonna.
yes, just have a just pose your camera phone in the corner and just do a backflip on your bed. Be like, see, I just did a move for you guys. Or just fake choke slam your cat. Be like, oh no.
My cat is so good.
I think your cat would like it. Be like, Mom, we love each other.
I don't know.
He's very mushy. He's probably sitting right now being like, where the hell is my mom?
Crying at the door, Mom.
I hope not. But like when I lay down, he's just gonna like sleep in my face anyway. So,
That's so cute.
so like I had to take him out of my house, like not this past weekend, the weekend before. And he had to stay with my sister. This poor cat. Poor cat. So emotional. Like when he came home, he was like distraught for like 10 minutes, and then he like laid on me, and he was like, "Okay, everything's okay now."
Aww.
I was like that for like 3 hours, consoling him. I was like, "Poor thing."
You know, the animals are loved by their owners. When the cat gets consoled by the owner, if they haven't seen each other for like a week or a day or two.
It was like 3 days. But
Oh, jeez.
FaceTime him. That's when he would come out, like at my sister's house, he would like hide. And then like when I would get on the phone and he would hear my voice, he'd be like, "Is that my mom?" And
Yeah. Meow.
my sister would be able to pet him because he is a really friendly cat. I think, obviously since they don't very confused. So, and like, and say, like, you can't explain to them. It's like, you're going to stay here temporarily because X, Y, and Z. Like, it doesn't work like that. So, it's like, in his brain, like, he probably thought I was just getting rid of him or something. But then I bring him home, and he'll be like, all right, well, why'd I leave in the first place? Anyway, he's back to normal, and he's fine now.
That's good. That's good that your cat's back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you seen the Chris Jericho Nick Gage match from last night? Or
Yeah.
All
What
right.
did you
So
think?
what did you think?
It was freaking nuts.
You can curse here on Dudes at Ringside.
Yeah.
I try to be PG.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. But to be honest,
Try like in front of people and whatever. Like at work, a lot of people call me a mom because I'll be like, "Oh,
gotcha.
That's cool. No, I'm just saying.
But like you
Yeah.
can't like crumbs."
Yeah,
Boy,
that's cool.
Yeah, but also, the Chris Jericho Nick Gage match. I'm so surprised that TNT let them get away with what they got away with.
yes and no. Like yes, in a lot of aspects, but I think also they want ratings, and anytime you do stuff that's very adult and like crazy, you get a lot of ratings. So I think they were actually like, let's push the envelope and like, I guess, like, I mean, I'm sure if they get like super bad negative feedback, then the network is definitely going to be like.
Did you hear? Sorry.
I think that the thing is, people were probably really interested in seeing it.
Yeah, because it's like the pizza cutter and the Domino's pizza. I heard Domino's is now going after AEW now. After that segment.
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
You didn't hear about that? It just literally happened like maybe 20 minutes ago after we went up the air. Domino's went after AEW because Nick Gage had the pizza cutter, and then they played a Domino's commercial during that segment with the pizza cutter, and they're like, and Domino's did not want to be associated with the pizza cutters.
Oh my god.
With Nick Gage and the pizza cutter, so apparently they went after them.
Because a pizza cutter does not just represent Domino's. A pizza cutter represents cutting a pizza that can be made by anybody. So
yeah. Speaking of pizza, I know I'm gonna get flack because one of our friends of the podcast always gets mad at me, asking. So what is your favorite type of pizza to get when you go to the pizza place?
Oh, to be honest, I really enjoy a plain slice. I'm keto, so I don't really eat pizza anymore.
So is the mod.
Huh?
The mod queen over here.
But the one chat. It's in our chat that helps our chat keep it nice and clean and safe.
The mod.
Yeah, she's keto.
Yeah, I enjoy it. And I actually like in a place not far from me, they put cold cheese on top of it, so it'll be like the hot pizza and then cold cheese on it. Also,
I'm gonna try.
My phone is probably gonna die, so I apologize. So if I just abruptly cut out, that's
well. If you have to go, Nikki, it's completely fine. We don't want your phone to die on you.
Well, I know you said you're very busy, but I'd like to eventually have you back on the podcast.
Oh, no, for sure. I like, because I was saying earlier, like I just when it like at first you were like, oh, should we reschedule or whatnot? I'm like, and saying that, like I just obviously if it couldn't work out, that's cool. But I'm just like to be like I really just don't know when I'm gonna have another minute. I'm like obviously I will once I get more things underway, like progressing along with more of my school stuff, like things like that. It's just like I can't even wrap my head around things. It's like work, this, that, more work, school, wrestling, gym, home life, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't. It could be for a while though. But we would eventually like to have you back on.
You asked toward the end of the year. I'm sure by then I'll have more things under control. And okay. I think if I can like maintain a good pace, I should have like the schooling I'm working on done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
that'll be a lot of things too. So
yeah, we're kind of like booked till 2022. So next year,
sure. By then, like things will be
yeah. We would definitely want you to come back because you're like us. You're funny. You talk about everything from wrestling to movies.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Fun. And then also, like, we had a horrible rainstorm a couple weeks ago, and my whole apartment flooded. So it's, like, still dealing with the aftermath of that, too. So whatever, like, free minute I have, I'm, like, in there, like, fixing things and, like, replacing things. And it's just,
We're very appreciative.
I'm at the end of it now. Like, I'm almost done, like, getting that stuff taken care of. But it's been a little hectic.
Yeah, it's okay. We understand. We're just happy to have you along with us on this fun adventure ringside.
Definitely had fun, and thank you for having me. I'm sorry it was a bit chaotic and stuff like that, but if you're booked until then anyway, like I'm sure by then things will probably fall more into place as well. So I'm sure when you figure out what's going on and the closer we get toward the end of the year, I'll have time for an idea.
Yeah. We have to squeeze people on, and Joe's like, come on. It's like, I'm like, dude, how many people are you going to cram into one day?
When I came 2 weeks ago, we had a guest almost every hour.
But you know what? You want to have a guest almost every hour, or you want to have no guests? So
yes, exactly. We had Rebel Kai. She's from Washington. Rebel Cal. She's from Washington. So nice. Such a sweetheart. Like, I was late because we had a family dog. One of my dogs, we had to put her down that day, and it was like a rough day. I was in the car, and everybody was sad. Even Dexter, our older Dowson. He was like bumming. We were all bumming in the car. I had to get to the show late, but I got there. But yeah, it was a rough day in the Ridiculous family.
It's always hard to push forward on things like when things are, you know, like it doesn't matter if it's a pet, it hurts just as much.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, if you have to go, we are 100% fine with it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to plug anything, you can plug it right now.
Warriors of Wrestling, August 14th, Staten Island. Be there. I'm gonna be another variation of Freddie Mercury, but which one will I be? Who's to say? That's what's coming up. And if you want to follow me on social media, even though half the time my social media is dead, but hey, if you want to support me, welcomed. Nikki Addams, 2 Ks, 2 Ds on Facebook, at the Nikki Addams on Twitter, and at Nikki Addams on Instagram. I do not have Snapchat or any of the other stuff because it's just lucky enough that I know how to use the basic stuff. So let's just leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we can definitely get into more stuff next time. I had a great time. And thank you for accommodating the late time.
Oh, no problem.
No problem.
Thank you.
Later.
Yeah.
Thanks. That was fun.
That was a fun guest.
She was awesome. We talked about everything. It was like
everything. Yep. So
Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters, and pizza. Wrestling, her best matches in her career and stuff like that.
All right. Well, so
Kiki. Yeah. Don't forget to go check out her stuff on her Instagram. She's a really nice person. She loves Freddie Mercury. Why not? You want to check her out because Queen's cool as hell. If you have to get a chance, go check out her matches. Go check out any kind of indie promotion you can. Go on Pro Wrestling Tees and buy shirts. Go check out her stuff and leave the stage to Geekos.
All right. I just want to thank our good buddy Riley Measures for dropping in 5 a.m. over in London, England. If you're still there, Riley, and you hear this, thank you for the support, dude. We know it's 5 a.m. over there. Thank you so much. And you could always donate to the Dudes at Ringside page, but you don't have to, though. So it's http://streamlabs.com/dudes at ringside. http://streamlabs.com/dudes at ringside. And I want to thank everyone. So, Joe.
See you tomorrow for Trixie and Ashley Bushbone. Good night, everybody.
Later.